Hi, welcome everyone. I'm Jonathan Arkin. I'm here with nevrokiropraktor. I'm going to share some really exciting information with you guys. So, two huge issues in our society is going to be concussion and depression. Depression, especially this year with everyone being locked indoors so much. So, what we've found is that there's an extremely powerful link between people who have had brain injury, concussion, and people who suffer from depression. Well, that link is actually a little bit stronger than you might have actually anticipated. So running a long-term study, we followed many people, and we found a correlation of 100%. Let me repeat that. 100% of people who had the clinical qualifiers for depression and people who had had brain injuries. Now, there are many different levels of depression. So some people are more depressed than others. But if you have had a head injury, you are on some certain level depressed. Does that mean that it's really affecting your life particularly negatively? Not necessarily. Not if in your situation you're happy and you're fulfilled, then it may not be affecting you. But what happens in concussion is in 100% of brain injuries, we see damage at a really specific region of your brain called your dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. I know that's a really long word. You don't have to remember it. But your dorsolateral prefrontal cortex is responsible for helping you filter out emotional aspects of your life. And when it is damaged, we see an increased frequency of depression, and we see an increased frequency of anxiety, and all sorts of other mental conditions. However, every single depression patient has dysfunction at this particular region of the brain, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. And every single brain injured patient studied had damage at the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. Now, this damage doesn't necessarily have to be physical. This damage can be electrical. When I talk about the brain, when I'm working with my patients, I like to explain the brain as a computer. So on the computer, you have all these electrical wires going everywhere and all these circuits sending signals. Well, when I'm typing on the keyboard, when I press the H key, I expect the H to pop up. But sometimes, when my computer's messed up, your brain, then when you press the H key, the K button will pop up. And that's what happens in concussion. And when we damage our brains in concussion, we will always have damage at the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. Now, what does that mean for you and your loved ones who are suffering with depression? Well, it means that by adding, not substituting, but adding specific neurological rehabilitation, we can increase our chances to recover from this really debilitating disorder. Now, you still need to be working with your psychologist. You absolutely should still be working on whatever recommendations they do. But when we fix the underlying neurological circuitry of this region of the brain as well, we see dramatically improved results with people who are suffering with depression and other forms of mental illness. Once again, this does not mean that it replaces all of your standard treatment for these things, but we work together to increase and improve your ability to get back to a functional new life. And there's lots of different rehabilitative techniques that we utilize to increase and improve the electrical connections at your dorsolateral prefrontal cortex in order to improve your brain function so that you can recover and live a happier, healthier life. So once again, thank you so much for listening. I'm Jonathan Arkin with nevrokiropraktor. If you're having trouble finding someone who can help you fix your specific neurological issues, then feel free to contact us and we would be so happy to help you find the resolution to the issues that you're dealing with. All right, everybody, have a lovely day.